Yahoo Fantasy Auto Racing Week 15 in the Tucson Racing group. We're going to take a look at what's happened in the group after the hell of a good Sour Cream Dips 400 held at the Michigan International Raceway today. On the track, things started off Friday with Kurt Busch taking the pole, but on Sunday, with the actual race itself, the winner, Denny Hamlin. Hamlin picks up his second win in a row and fifth of the season. The 11 car is definitely clicking on all cylinders, closed up a lot of points in the overall standings as well. Second today was Kasey Kahne, and third was pole sitter Kurt Busch. Those three cars pretty much dominated the event from start to finish. In the overall point standings, Kevin Harvick did not have a good day today. He was 19th and maintains the points lead by just 22 points over Kyle Busch, who was 20th today. So those two guys did not run that well. Stayed just about as close as they were as of last week. But now third, Denny Hamlin, just 47 points out of the overall points lead. For the actual stories from the race was actually completed in under 3 hours. This was a blistering pace they set on the racetrack. Very few cautions, all minor incidents, no major wrecks, no major blowups or engine failures. So everything got done really quickly. The race started just after 10 o'clock and ended just around 1 o'clock today. So very fast race. Conducive to typical racing in Michigan, where you don't see a lot of cautions, a lot of single file racing, plenty of room to race on the 2-mile oval. As far as the actual cautions were concerned, there was one caution for a Marcos Ambrose spin as he went through the grass coming off turn 4 alone. And then there was a Team Red Bull miscue as Scott Speed and Casey Mears, both running in the 30s, got into each other for no real apparent reason. Scott Speed very upset with his teammate. Once again, we have the theme of teammates duking it out. Over the radio, Scott Speed very critical of Casey Mears and his actions. But those were really the only incidents in the race. Overall, Denny Hamlin, Kasey Kahne, and Kurt Busch really dominated this event. There were no real other challengers for the lead. Jeff Gordon surfaced a little bit towards the end of the race, but these three guys really just had everything clicking and were the class of the field all day. Overheating was an issue for multiple guys in the race. There were a lot of cars with steam coming out the engine. The water was running pretty high for a lot of different teams, especially the Ford engines. The new Ford engines were brought out for all the Ford teams, and it looks like they maybe pushed the bar a little bit too hard there as far as setups go and tape on the grill, as some of those engines were looking pretty rough towards the end of the race. But nobody was the victim of an engine failure, so would have been a huge story had things turned out otherwise, but everybody was able to complete the race without issue. And then the other issue, Kyle Busch and Clint Bowyer, two major players in the sport, both had to start in the back of the field and struggled mightily to get towards the front. Kyle Busch managed to finish 20th after starting shotgun on the field, and Clint Bowyer started in the back as well, had to come home with a 22nd place finish. As far as the Tucson Racing Group standings are concerned for the Michigan race, the winner this week, The Wall always wins with 326 points. The Wall picks up third win of the season. So Kurt Busch led the way for that team. Kurt got third place. Then the rest of the drivers were in the top 15 with Jeff Burton 8th, Matt Kenseth 14th, and A.J. Allmendinger, the best C driver this week, he was 11th. Looking at the rest of the standings, The Wall always wins picked up a 43-point victory. It was 43 points back. That's a pretty good victory. Back to second place, High, Wide, and Handsome. Handsome had 283 points this week. Used Kurt Busch for third and Kasey Kahne for second. Would think that you'd have a much higher score picking up two of the first three drivers, but the rest of the roster balanced out by pretty lousy finishes from Ryan Newman, who had some struggles with the engine and pit road issues, wound up 32nd, and Sam Hornish wound up 26th. He actually qualified pretty well, but really was a non-factor all day, except for leading a couple of laps due to pit strategy. Third this week was Hulk Smash, missed out on second by just a point this week, 44 points out of first. Hulk had 282 points this week. Started Denny Hamlin, was the only team to start the winner this week. Also started 11th place A.J. Allmendinger and 14th place Matt Kenseth, but also started 32nd place Ryan Newman. So that's where Hulk Smash came in. Fourth this week, Greek Thunder, 271 points, 55 points out of first. Had Carl Edwards for 12th, Kevin Harvick for 19th. Had Kasey Kahne for second, though. Good finish from Kasey Kahne, and rounded things out with Sam Hornish and his disappointing 26th place finish. Rounding out the top 5 this week was Team Edwards, the driver, 259 points, 67 out of first place. Had 2 drivers in the top 10 with Jimmy Johnson and Dale Earnhardt Jr., who got 7th this week. Finished things off, though, with a disappointing one from David Rudiman, who wound up 18th, and Paul Menard, who was 25th. 6th place this week, Lightning McQueen, a very tough week for Lightning McQueen, 199 points, 127 out of first. Started Jeff Burton for 8th place, but no other drivers finished higher than 20th. Group A driver Kyle Busch was 20th. Paul Menard was 25th out of Group C, and Ryan Newman was 32nd. And you can throw in an additional bonus point from qualifying from Casey Kane. So a tough week for Lightning McQueen. And then a couple teams that really struggled with the roster this week. Some very disappointing results. First, out of 7th place, Whoa, a left turn. Started Jimmy Johnson in Group A, is out of starts, so no points returned for Jimmy Johnson. This means Whoa picked up just 190 points, was 136 out of first place this week. Got 7th and 8th out of Earnhardt Jr. and Jeff Burton, and a 28th out of Scott Speed, who knows where Whoa would have finished had they started an eligible driver in Group A. And then the huge disappointment this week was top contender Oh No, a Blowout. Comes home 8th this week. Didn't set the lineup, was only using 1 eligible driver. Started Matt Kenseth, Jimmy Johnson, and Jeff Burton. All 3 of those drivers are out of starts, returned 0 points. So Blowout only earned points for Paul Menard. Menard was 25th. That equates to just 42 points for Blowout this week. Loses 284 points to the leader. And 9th this week was Kane Rules, as we've mentioned before, not setting the lineup, 0 points once again. In the overall standings, High, Wide, and Handsome has 4,219 points, holds a 199-point lead over Hulk Smash, who moves up 2 spots to 2nd. 3rd place is Lightning McQueen with 226 points out of 1st, drops a spot in the overall standings. Big winner this week was The Wall Always Wins with the victory, now just 392 points out of 1st in 4th place, moves up a spot in the overall standings. And Oh No, a Blowout, by not setting the lineup, drops 2 slots in 1 race, is now 418 points out of 1st place. 6th place is Team Edwards, 496 out of 1st, so definitely still in touch with the leaders. While 7th is now Greek Thunder, who moves up to 7th place this week with 648 points out of 1st place, and 7th with the roster troubles, 8th with the roster troubles, Whoa, a left turn, 720 points out of 1st place, and drops down a spot to 8th. And rounding out the field is Kane Rules with 2,029 points to make up now to the leader. Next week, it's going to be race 16. That's the Toyota Save Mart 350 from the Infineon Raceway. Your pool for drivers is going to lock Friday at 2 in the morning, and the starters will lock Sunday at 12:19 p.m. So hope to see you back next Sunday for Week 16 action on the road course at the Infineon Raceway in Sonoma, California.